opening credits of scientific wonderment. What? You mean Eat, Drink, Man, Woman Ang Lee? You mean Ice Storm Ang Lee? Sense and Sensibility Ang Lee? This is like getting Mike Trout to bunt everything you need to know. Science words, confusion, excitement. Poison vial is labeled poison instead of the specific name of whatever poison it is, negating the purpose of a label. Scientist running out of time or funding tests his theories on himself cliché. Yep, welcome to Ang Lee's Hulk, everyone. It's a comic book movie and a Terrence Malick movie all rolled into one. So wait, David Banner saw his son's skin turn green when he took the pacifier out? But I guess Bruce never got angry again after that? Or his mom never noticed the worrisome green color appearing on his skin? Either that or she's the best mom ever and the kid never once got angry around her.
Ooh, you're big and green, you're scary, I'm gonna run away.
Irony. You gotta love the first wave of big comic book movies back in the day. Always looking to recreate comic book panels somehow, so you knew you were watching a comic book movie. In the event of a nuclear meltdown, get under the table. It's even better than the Indiana Jones fridge. Repressed memories. Superhero has dead parents cliché. Main character introduced via shaving scene cliché. Where the f is he going that requires he ride a bike up the lonely mountain? Original Hulk is now a mere security guard. And look, Marvel's Stan Lee, everyone. It's 2003, so I'm sure this will be one of his very rare cameos. So make sure you get a good look.
I hate them.
You know what, Jennifer Connelly? I have no clue who you hate, but I hate them too.
Just a byproduct of my inexplicable obsession with emotionally distant men.
Skip. This movie everyone will immediately hate, brought to you by a computer company most of those same people already hate. So all is right with the world. I see Luc Besson rated this movie's animal footage when he made Lucy. You know what? I kinda dig this shit. And at least respect the hell out of Ang Lee for at least trying to create something interesting with the visual presentation. One sin removed. Kermit murder.
I'm just saying, frogs start falling from the sky. Who do they come to?
Paul Thomas Anderson?
Looking good.
20 minutes in, and this girl's most defining characteristic is that she's been in a relationship with seemingly every important male character in this movie.
It, concerns your daughter, sir.
Oh man, a comic book trifecta. The scientist who experiments on himself, the superhero's parents are dead, and the love interest just happens to be the resident hard-ass's daughter. Bruce Banner somehow got into his possession a Harry Potter photograph. Most photogenic couple ever somehow failed to give this movie even a tiny spark.
Do you think it's just a dream?
Considering that they were here when this story began, it took a really long time for Betty to tell Bruce that she remembers having ice cream with her father and him getting called away from the ice cream shop. Jesus, both these kids have repressed memories about what happened that day. It's a good thing they were inexplicably drawn to each other as adults so that they could help each other remember. Movie suddenly turns into The Time Traveler's Wife. Also, this is a flashback of someone else's memory, all based on a photograph from Harry Potter and the Chamber of Secrets. That was a 2.5-minute flashback, man. Glad you could join us back in the present. Are you gonna be Hulk anytime soon? What is with the damn tree fetish in this movie? Don't mind me, I'm just standing outside looking at your window for no reason with 3 well-trained dogs. This is meant to make you wonder if he was even out there, but I assure you Nick Nolte has the power to vanish or even teleport. He might even be behind you right now. This article is really about DNA and stuff that gives scientists hard-ons. Only problem is the article repeats itself in the paragraph below this picture, making journalists lose theirs.
My Bruce.
He might as well have said, Bruce, I am your father. Wait, was a highly trained scientist just working on something electrical without logging out and tagging out? OSHA's gonna be f***ing pissed. But good for the plot, since the resulting gamma radiation is what Bruce needs to finally become the character promised by this title.
Remember my bad knee? Well, now it's my good knee.
Wouldn't you now not have any particular good knee after this gamma blast? Aren't both knees equally good? Lizards, jellyfish, more frog murder, fungi, the earth. Now I understand everything. How the f*** did you get dogs in here?
Your name is not Krensler, it's Banner.
Holy shit. I'm barely registering the Nick Nolte and the 3 dogs after I just woke up, much less my real name. So why don't you explain the Nick Nolte first and we'll go from there, Chief.
They put me away for 30 years. 30 years.
Just enough time for me to get out right before your big Hulk scientific breakthrough moment.
Funny thing is, he called me.
Another eating establishment. Make sure you don't get the ice cream, Betty. That's the dessert of abandonment. Bruce starts thinking in rapidly edited montage, complete with different film stock and exposures. Okay, so why is he getting this angry again? Yeah, you Avengers fans are going to reply, well, he's always angry. And while that's a fun line from a completely different actor 9 years after this movie, in a time when Avengers was just a dream, this makes no sense. He gets a visit from his dad, leaves the hospital, draws his own blood, and then thinks about stuff and becomes a drunken stepfather? He has no reason to be angry. Maybe sad, confused. Where does this come from? Movie realizes Banner needs to turn into the Hulk, or else it's just a story about 2 scientists with repressed memories who banged in a sex cabin one weekend. As always, Banner managed to buy the genes that could expand several waistlines whenever hulking occurs. Dimly lit destruction gets separated into multiple panels so you can feel like you're reading a comic book underneath the covers past your bedtime without a flashlight. Atlas shrugged. The difference between superhero and supervillain is throwing a big scientific thingy outside and missing a cop by a couple of feet. Or, one bad decision if you're a cop in Fast and Furious. Did Hulk jump off the building in a rage, come straight home, and go to bed? How did no one see him? How can you be a rage monster destroying everything in sight and suddenly feel the need to go to sleep? I wonder how much money Pepsi spent to get Amp Energy Drink in this movie over Monster Energy.
So you want to know what's wrong with him, so you could fix him, change him.
I guess David Banner learned a bunch from Magneto while in prison.
I was always told my father was dead.
Don't play with me! You were 4 years old when you saw it.
Ross expects Bruce to remember something just because he was 4? And expects him to know what it is? Second of all, it sounds like you saw it too, Mr. Military Man, as an adult, which would mean your memories of this event are far and away superior to Bruce's. You're also pretty terrible at your job if you can't find the man your daughter just visited, or find him in the same way she did. Employment records at the lab. I'm just saying.
One more thing.
Whoa, the world just flipped into reverse. Did you guys feel that?
If you ever come within 1,000 yards of my daughter again, I'll put you away for the rest of your natural life.
Patriot Act.
No! Come get her! And let nothing stand in your way!
Okay, I'm guessing they get the go-getter part, but the let nothing stand in your way part is kind of lost on dogs, I'm assuming.
And as for Betty, I'm sending her a surprise visit from some four-legged friends of mine.
They picked up her scent from some clothing and will somehow find her from my place to hers miles and miles away.
Hands off of me!
Glenn is maniacally angry at some bullshit so that he can stimulate Bruce's rage meter to Hulk out again. Talbot survives this. Hulk is a dick to his neighbors. Here, you'll be able to understand this better if I lift you and set you on the hood of this car. This is not Mark Ruffalo. Wait, how did the dogs make it this far tracking her scent? Did she walk all the way here through the woods? She drove in a car, right? So she'd have to leave behind a trail of skin cells or perspiration while in that car that a dog could somehow track outside from David's house. Okay. I bet the dogs gave up and made a few phone calls to find this address. Why doesn't the movie show the dogs on PEDs jump completely over the pond in one shot? When it's shot this way and cut like this, it's easy to forget they just jumped over an entire body of water. Well, I'm sure there were special effects problems, but these dogs' abilities are completely neutered by cutting it like this. Also, of all the bad decisions this movie made, Hulk Dogs was one of the most bad. Hulk punches this dog in the dick. But just think, a special effects person had to specifically create balls on this dog, so that you could barely see it in a darkly lit blink and you'll miss shot. They spent hours on balls, and it lasts a second. Mostly boring Hulk movie abruptly goes full Scooby-Doo at the halfway point with Hulk Dogs. Maybe worse than the bat nipples, people. I'm talking stupid. Does not play on film at all. Wait, how did the dogs get onto trees that are ahead of Hulk mid-jump after they collided with each other? At this point, these dogs are simply annoying. They pose no real threat to Hulk, so this is masturbation. Why can't the souped-up dog break into this car? Dog disappears into a green cloud of smoke as it flies in midair. I guess it ran out of hit points. All during this fight, the movie constantly cuts back to Jennifer Connelly's reaction shots, as if her agent made it clear to Ang Lee that she must be accounted for every 2 seconds in any scene she's in. So the first time Bruce hulked out, he went to bed with his always fitting no matter what jeans, but now he's somehow fallen out of them because it's more realistic that way? Oh, Bruce, always better to find out beforehand that your partner is into autoerotic asphyxiation.
I'm scared. I need your help.
Snitches get stitches, Betty. Movie inspires Iron Man to set a lot of action in a desert. Military porn! No one will be seated during the exciting Bruce Banner is transported by military vehicles scene.
I want you to help him!
Then why did you call her dad and rat Bruce out? You of all people should have known help was not in your father's agenda. Looks like they decided to use the guerrilla footage of Nick Nolte in his trailer. Oh, so the gamma radiation turned David Banner into the T-1000.
Do you really believe that I am separate from you?
David's new power helps murder the security guard in an entirely random manner. It's hard to believe he thought, I'll fuse with the grating floor, trip him up, and then bludgeon him with a machine I've also fused onto. It's almost too easy.
It's hard to believe we used to live here.
Or that Indiana Jones survived in that f***ing fridge.
This is my old house, isn't it?
How the f*** would she know?
See?
There's nothing.
We spent an entire 2 minutes on this damn scene, and over an hour getting to it. You'd better remember something, damn it. Damn it! He didn't remember something!
Come on, Bruce. Aren't you feeling a little angry?
Talbot actually wants him to turn into the Hulk while locked inside a small room with him. Can you actually tell your biological self not to get angry, even if everything inside you says get angry?
My dear Miss Ross, welcome back.
Wait, how did he know she'd be here? How long was he waiting? Why was she staying at the cabin during the Hulk smashes dog scene? This seems like location convenience for everything plot and action related.
But I have lived completely once.
Good God, this movie is nothing but flashbacks. This is the worst of origin stories, when you have to sit through mounds of exposition and contemplation to get to the f***ing thing you came to see the movie for. And even when we have seen the Hulk in this movie, it's some sort of total bullshit that was basically made up on the spot.
It was as if she and the knife merged.
Well, that's generally what happens during a stabbing. This distant nuclear testing explosion is green, because Hulk.
Bingo. That must be some jumbo nightmare he just had.
You mean he remembered what happened to him at the exact same time his dad was telling the story? Inconceivable. I may not realize what I've gotten myself into face. No wonder this company can't get anything done right. They're sitting around watching Hulk cartoons all day. It's the comic books come to life on the big screen to look like the comic books again.
Lock down the entire facility.
Not earlier when Hulk first got free, but now, after he's already killed some fools. Why don't you use the containment foam again? Because he broke out of it. Unusual circumstances, I know, but it's a total failure and the guy who invented it has been fired. So why the fruitless bullets? Shut your mouth, that's why. Are these supposed to be 3 different reaction shots from Ross while his soldiers fail to take down the Hulk? But we're still hearing the bullets in real time, so I'm confused. This is like 3 continuity errors all in the same shot. Most of the time, these panels are worthless. Do we really need a wide shot of the guy shooting with 2 close-ups of the same guy shooting? This makes me wonder what Brian De Palma would have done with this movie. This shit is still working. This is also very Iron Man-like. Did Jon Favreau watch lots and lots of Hulk before making Iron Man? Hulk flashback, or should I say smashback? Yeah, probably not. Oh well. Now wait a minute, those literally are the Jericho missiles from the first Iron Man movie. These 2 movies started out as the same script. Hulk. Murder. That's cute, but the shell will never fit through the now bent barrel, so this is more of a symbolic gesture than anything else. Oh well, I guess it's okay Hulk did that now that we see this guy is completely okay after being slung 300 yards in a tank. But what about his buddies though? Movie sweeps their deaths under the rug.
Mr. President, I have some bad news, sir.
Damn, did this have to happen during the president's fishing trip? Yeah, that's bad timing, and makes him look so foolish. Wait, 2003? I think I get it now. It's a bird, it's a plane, it's soup. Why is every part of him green except the nipples, which are purple? Score for this scene provided by Sting and that one Algerian singer who sang a duet with him on that one song that was kind of popular.
Initiate an immediate evacuation in the vicinity of grid coordinate 653.
We suspect the Hulk may be located near Penis and Two Vagina Rock. Right, the geological shrine to threesomes. You got it. The amount of fungi in this movie could cure all diseases. So far, guns and tanks haven't been able to take this guy down. The best thing has been that containment foam, but it doesn't exist anymore. Maybe helicopters? Yeah, we'll try helicopters. Today I learned you can bite the explosive head off a missile without it exploding, but when you spit it at a helicopter, that shit explodes immediately. Hulk jumps past helpful signs that update us on his progress. Oh yeah, you knew Hulk couldn't pass up the Golden Gate Bridge in his trip to San Francisco. It's known as the monument that attracts mutants of all ages. For a movie Marvel doesn't seem to want to acknowledge, this movie sure inspired a lot of modern Marvel movie moments. It's that Carl Jungian thing. We are 2 people, really. This dream symbolizes a lot, mostly obviousness. Why the hell can't he get out from under the road? He's the Hulk. He eventually gets out, but why does he spend all this time destroying the streets of San Francisco? So it's King Kong, basically. Good thing his transformation doesn't leave him naked this time.
Meantime, if he does anything but sit there in that chair, gonna turn on the juice, and he'll be incinerated immediately.
Jesus, that is a ton of exposition to the person who knows exactly what will happen when you turn on the juice.
I saw her last night.
Bruce plays the pronoun game so that his dad will have to figure out who her is.
I don't even know her name.
Sorry, son. Go ahead and cry.
I still won't tell you your mother's goddamn name. Oh, what do you know? Electricity makes him stronger. I guess we couldn't get enough of this later when we saw Dr. Doom and Electro. More worthless shooting. I have nightmares about impotent gunfire. It might be a Freudian type dream, but I think it's literal.
Sir, I've located them on radar. Pear Lake.
Call up the task force.
Because we definitely have the ability to stop him this time.
You think you can live with it? Take it!
Take it on!
At this point, I don't know why David isn't content being the mutant he's become. The guy can turn into anything he wants, yet he wants the Hulk power for some reason. I guess to rob banks? Probably to rob banks.
Está enojando. No le gustaría verme enojado.
But this frog definitely enjoys it when Bruce is angry. Also, the movie cuts away dramatically because the guy stealing medicine is definitely going to get his comeuppance. But considering the 2 hours and 12 minutes I just sat through of basically nothing, the fact that they don't show Hulk using his powers for good is a real letdown.
This is just you and me and your balls and this drawer.
He's duck and cover. Duck and cover.
You should be dead. You're getting worse.
I'm getting better.
It's not that easy being green. Having to spend each day the color of the leaves.
What's it saying, my precious, my love? Smeagol losing his nerve. No, not. Never. Smeagol hates nasty homices.
It's a unit system. I know this. It's all the files of the whole park. It tells you everything.